And this soapbox was co-authored by Joanne Fleming and Denise Waddell. Quote, "It is no measure of health to be well-adjusted to a profoundly sick society." Krishnamurti. So there have been many assumptions made. Many assumptions made when the government leaders, we actually trusted the government leaders with. So government leaders were trusted. Safe and effective, builds immunity. Health leaders were trusted. Pandemic proportions, isolate, stay home, stop the spread. Mainstream media messages and messengers were trusted. Trusted that fact checkers were authentic. Mask wearing works to stop spreading. Using experimental shots, vaccines will kill the virus. So trust was misplaced, we know that. On March 2020, in a 60-minute show interview, global expert Dr. Tony Fauci told the world that wearing a mask is useless in a pandemic. The updated statement by Fauci, months later, he told us that he knew that masks actually would save countless lives. But he was lying to us in March about masks' effectiveness because he wanted to protect the medical mask supply chain for hospital workers. Do you remember that? So here is what he did not tell us. He co-authored a 2008 study for the National Institute of Health, NIH, whereby it was discovered that the Spanish flu virus was not responsible for most of the deaths in 1918-1919. It was bacterial pneumonia, which was introduced by prolonged wearing of masks. Follow the science? No. Follow the political agenda. May 2022, quote, "Masks are pretty magical and they don't have any downside, but I'm surprised that people get fatigued wearing them." Bill Gates. Let's check out the veracity of Emperor Gates' declaration on masks. Physical effects, only a sample, by the way, not all of them. So masks produce what? Breathing barriers inhibiting airflow in and out of the lung, which can cause hypoxia and blood clots. I know this is old news for a lot of us, but you've got to understand, there are many out there that haven't even begun to take the cover off, sorry for the pun, take the cover off the mask to see what it's actually doing. So we're going to repeat this. And you will have these discussions, I'm sure. So lowers oxygen levels in the blood. It raises the risk of carbon dioxide in the blood by rebreathing. It collects and colonizes viruses, bacteria, fungi, mold, which is a petri dish for a more serious condition of bacterial pneumonia. Brain fog, impacting ability to think and learn, lung damage by breathing in synthetic fibers, and there's many more. Psychological effects, we know some of them already. Our kids are being totally attacked. They want our children. Takes away identity and uniqueness. Gives a false sense of security. Virtue signaling, team playing in the mass psychosis. It maintains constant fear. False evidence appearing real. Children must see the full face to better learn and understand the full dynamics of learning language and effective communication. Remember when Bill Gates said there was no downside to wearing masks? So the impact on children, babies must regularly see their parents' faces for healthy development and connection. Many children now have severe fear, anxiety, and trust issues to be with other people. Many are experiencing long-lasting anxiety disorders and difficulty functioning socially. Only time will tell the extent of damage wearing masks has done to our children. Child development standards have been reduced. This one I love. Child development standards have been reduced to accommodate the impact of slow development of language communication and social skills during COVID. Now, could that be more euphemistic? Dumbing down, let's just call it what it is. It really is impairing cognitive functions. Thinking, can't think straight. Brown University research said COVID mandates are blamed for a 23% drop in child development compared to 2018 and 2021. These are test results they conducted. So how is it that our society accepted this lock, stock, and barrel? Mask wearers are victims of a staged mass psychosis combined with predictive programming with the goal to get mass compliance. Let's look at the following lunacy. And this is going to be old hat for all of us. But here you go. You had to wear a mask to get into a restaurant. You could take it off when you sat down, but you must wear it to walk to the washroom. I feel sorry for those employed that have to enforce this compliance. It's unbelievable. Look for the crazy, silly, inconsistent, ever-changing rules. So, a quote from the 17th century French philosopher Voltaire, quote, "Those who can get you to accept absurdities can make you commit atrocities." Are you going to let it go by? Are you just going to nod your head and go, well, yeah, stupid. About time to speak up, right? We can't stop. We still have to get on this platform, folks. So here we are with the beginning of the annual flu season upon us and a threat of renewed lockdowns and mask mandates. Knowing what we know now, what can we do? So the first suggestion, of course, and it's always been a primary suggestion, it's simple. Non-compliance. Come on, guys. Let's not put the damn mask on because I want to get in and out quick because I don't want to be confronted by anybody. Put on some balls and walk in the store. Go to the bloody hospital and see your loved ones. Do not wear that mask. For crying out loud. So the first suggestion is non-compliance. So during the mandate, many people were influenced and encouraged by seeing the masses wearing masks. If another mask mandate is employed, and if enough people do not comply, many may also follow that lead. We can create our own predictive programming. We need a unified effort. Stop looking for convenience, folks. It's not going to change anything. The second suggestion is to have conversations with, for example, history repeats itself. The perspective to the facts of the Spanish flu with a view to open the door to expose the unscientific and criminal strategy of mass mandates. Okay, this is a little long. Just the simple answer to this is call it out. Call it out. Make them accountable. Okay? Mask-wearing parents are unwittingly endorsing and confirming their child that the world is unsafe. Expecting masks to stop a virus is like stopping mosquitoes with a chain-link fence. So, that's the end of the soapbox speech. Normally we have a question and answer, but I know it's getting a bit cold. Unless you're aching to come and say something, come and say it up here at the mic. But otherwise, I'm going to say goodbye and pass it on to the next speaker. And thank you all for listening and bearing with my rant. Love you guys.